This is Moonshine and Music with Joe Shelton. Wait a minute, that's me. Anyway, we're going to bring you some inspiring songwriters, musicians, and maybe some side challenges and other stuff around the music industry. So stick with us right now, because the show is coming your way. Woo! Moonshine and Music starts right now. Welcome to Moonshine and Music. We are here today with Pat Collins, who is also in a super group, right?
I mean, I think we're pretty super. So
As well as doing solo
Yes.
singer-songwriter. The group is Notlehs, correct?
Yep, Notlehs. Mm-hmm.
I was pretty sure that was the name and how you pronounced it, but sometimes people go,
Deal's heel.
yeah. So where? That's what I've heard, and I'm like, what?
Yeah, exactly. It's a little confusing sometimes, but
you know, where are you? Where did you grow up? Where are you from?
Southern Broad Ripple. So I've been from.
So you're like a down home Indianapolis person.
Oh yeah, totally. Like that's my backyard pretty much. Was the Broad Ripple area growing up. Now I live in Fountain Square now, but that's still kind of Broad Ripple's still kind of home base for the most part.
I see. So when did you start playing stuff? I mean, was this a?
That's a good question. My parents bought an upright piano when I was about 8 years old, and I just kind of noodled around on it and kind of taught myself how to do things to the best of my ability. I took lessons like later, but I was a terrible student because I just kind of would want to do things my way. I was very stubborn. So I'm mostly self-taught with a little bit of a very frustrated piano teacher sprinkled in there.
I see. Did you have the piano teacher that hit you with the pencils?
No, but she probably wanted to. And I would not have blamed her if she did. I would not.
You were beyond that era?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, her predecessor probably absolutely whacked people with pencils.
Probably.
This was a thing when I was a kid, seriously. They were like, the piano teachers would like, your hands are too high, whack, or, whatever.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
I feel like I wouldn't even like music at that point.
Yeah, well, so some didn't. It took a lot of gumption to keep going with it, right?
It's like
we got the crazy pencil lady coming in.
I don't want the crazy pencil lady.
No, you're not into the crazy pencil lady.
Not particularly. No.
So, what age were you when you started playing the piano?
I guess I would technically be around 8 or 9.
8 or 9.
Technically, I didn't know much of what I was doing at the time, but that's technically when I first started putting my hands on the thing.
So, when did you start writing songs?
I always debate this because I used to come up with like songs in my head a lot when I was a little kid. But the first like song I wrote that actually had a chord progression and stuff was probably when I was 12 or 13, I think. It wasn't good, but but it existed.
So it's still not that's not in the set anymore?
No. That's not even like when I'm doing a 3-hour set kind of a thing. Which is that's when I say I bring out the B-sides. It's like, but I never go that far back.
That's a D-side.
Yeah, it's a D-side.
You need like a 6-hour set to get to that one.
Exactly. I'm like, I'm running out of anything else.
I don't even know any more cover songs, so I guess I'll do this one.
I've already done Hotel California 3 times.
My 4th set of Wagon Wheel is over.
Yeah, exactly. All Wagon Wheel all the time.
So, when you're writing, because I know you play guitar also. Mm-hmm. Is it a piano thing? Is it a guitar thing? Is it a voice first thing? What's your style there?
That's an interesting question. Like, for me, the only commonality between all the different things that I do is melody. I'm big on catchy melody. So it's like if there's a melody I like, whether it's on piano, guitar, or voice, that comes first before I do anything else. And lyrics or anything else comes afterwards. Most of the time. There are exceptions where there's been one where someone said some brilliant phrase and I was like, I have to put that in a song. But it doesn't happen that often. Most of the time it's like the melody has to move me first, and then anything else is secondary to that. Which is weird because a lot of people tell me the thing that stands out to them about what I do is my lyrics, but that's usually the last thing that I actually work on, which is kind of weird. Maybe that's why. It's because I give myself a little more relaxation room. Whereas the melody, I kind of overthink it a little more.
Well, I don't know that it's particularly weird. I mean, we have some of our shows are like 60-minute songwriting challenges. You may have seen one of those, and it was I had different kinds of people. I mean, we still haven't aired some of them, but different kinds of folks have been on the thing, and like some of them just like they worked out the whole song like and before they did any lyrics, and then other ones like they literally had the lyrics before they even thought about what they were playing. So it's not that weird. It's just whatever.
It's like a different approach, and I'm very into like whenever I collaborate with somebody new or anything like that. I always love the excitement of approaching something from a different direction than you're normally comfortable with. Because I'll get into my own wheelhouse on how I deal with things in my brain, but it's always nice when you're collaborating with someone and they're like, hey, do you have any lyrics writing around, like floating around? I'm like, sure, like here's some stuff, and then you like do it, reverse engineer it kind of. It's fun. It's fun to like shake up the bag a little bit from time to time.
So what sort of influences? I mean, what's your big groups? What do you listen to?
I'm so bad at answering this question.
See, I don't ask this one often, but I thought it would be fun with you.
Well, one thing I've realized is I listen to a lot of stuff, but I've realized that the stuff that I listened to when I was like 14 or 15 years old is oddly enough still the main influence of how I structure songs, as ridiculous as that sounds. So even though like my musical taste has gotten more sophisticated throughout the years, it's like those original things that were seminal to like the way I think that still influence it. So those would be Billy Joel, because my parents listened to Billy Joel when I was a kid a lot. So I listened to that. Oasis.
So Wonderwall leads into all your songs?
All of them. Well, the thing of it is, again, I would say like I get a lot of shit for that one, but like I adore Oasis because they're really good at writing songs. It's like songwriting 101 kind of stuff. Red Hot Chili Peppers and Green Day, oddly enough. Mm-hmm. Which are, none of those bands have anything in common, but it's like they were all like ones that made me love music for various reasons. And I've gotten on to like, if I wanted to sit here and spout off like cool underground indie bands that I liked, I could. But there's the fact of the matter is those, like, I'm realizing more and more like those are so foundational to how I think about song structures, those like 4 or whatever it is. And like I always go back to them, like for whatever reason. It's something about the way that they structure things, the melodies and everything. Like it's still just a huge part of who I am for whatever reason. Never quite goes away.
When you say cool underground indie bands, I mean all those bands, none of those were like manufactured bands. They were all bands that were cool underground indie bands for a minute.
Right.
And
I guarantee you most of them were influenced by something mainstream. That's one thing I always go back to. Like,
absolutely.
No one is only influenced by cool underground stuff. Everything kind of organically, like mushrooms, they sprout up from shit.
Yeah. Some of us like to be too cool for school and claim, the only thing I was influenced by was, of course the cool one is Bob Dylan was my own. Yeah. It's like, no, Bob wasn't your only influence. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly. I got over that about a year ago. I had this beautiful moment where I'm like, I no longer care about anything involving street cred anymore. It was the most freeing feeling of my life. I'm like, I love Lady Gaga. Like, right?
Yes.
And like stuff like that.
Unabashedly, I just don't even care.
Yeah, and like people are like, oh, you like that ironically? I'm like, no, I don't like these things ironically. I just like them. You can deal with that.
Yeah.
I'm over like trying to be cool about stuff. I'm like, it's too much mental work. I have to do enough mental gymnastics just to get through the day-to-day stuff than worrying about what people think about my taste in pop music.
Well, we spoke about a couple of the songs. A lot of the songwriters don't like to play, right? Like like Wagon Wheel or whatever. Mm-hmm. And I don't care. If somebody really wants it, I'll play it. They have to. Generally, if we're requesting something, it is nice to tip your player.
Oh yeah.
But and you are more likely to get what you want if you do.
Oh, very much so.
I never thought it was a big deal. It's like hey, if people are in the audience that really want you to do that, cool. Whatever,
it might not be your favorite thing to do, but and I'm weird. Like I do cover songs, but I don't do that many crowd pleasy cover songs, which is kind of I do
kind of self-defeating. I don't know.
Yeah, sort of. Yeah. So it's weird. It's like I do them just because I like to play them. So a lot of times it's like, but they're not even like that obscure. It'll be like a song by a well-known band, but the song itself isn't that popular.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm not being that
sometimes
underground.
too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I understand what you mean by that. That's hilarious. It's like I'm playing this cover song because I want to like make the crowd to hear something familiar, but then like somewhere beside me, I grab like the 4th album cut that they
Yeah. So it's like they might have heard it, but probably not. So it's like it's just kind of a weird hybrid thing.
Yeah. That's great. What kind of music do you have out there that's like, in forms where folks can grab a hold of it at the moment?
My band Delzell has our first album is on iTunes and Spotify and all that stuff. Our second album's about to come out. We actually just got them in the mail.
Oh, nice. I love that day.
Oh, yeah. And it's funny because, like, yeah, it just shows that I'm a 90s kid. I'm really excited to see CDs. I'm probably like the last generation that's ever going to be excited about your band's CDs popping up. But there's something about holding it and everything, you know?
Yeah, and the picture and all that, yeah.
Yeah, so like we have them in. We haven't scheduled the actual release show yet. We really wanted to get ahead of the curve and make sure we had everything first.
Yeah, I didn't do that, but yes, I understand.
Well, we didn't the last time. The last time it was very down to the wire, and like we literally got the CDs in, I think, like 2 days before the release show. The last time, it was the most nerve-wracking, ridiculous thing. And then my solo EP is going to be coming out August 23rd at Healer.
Oh, nice.
I'm really excited about that. It's going to be me and then Jen Roberts from Visaria and Sam Stone. And the three of us
That'll be a great show.
Oh, it's going to be so much fun. The three of us all played on each other's stuff that we're recording. So we kind of jokingly were like, oh, well, since we're all playing on each other's albums, we should just release them at once. And it was kind of a pipe dream, but now it's actually happening. So.
Oh, that's a lot of fun.
So all three of us are going to be releasing new EPs that feature all three of us at the same time. So it's going to be pretty cool.
So are they full band, your solo EP, or is it a... what is it like?
It's not full band. It's my EP is kind of weird because I knew it would take longer if I did full band. So it's got me playing. It's all me plus Jen Roberts is doing some backup vocals on it. But I do just guitar and keyboards and vocals for the most part. So there's no bass or drums on it or anything like that. So it's like it's not full band, but it's not completely solo at the same time. Like there's some layers to it. But
okay.
It sounded pretty cool. I'm really excited for everyone to hear it. It's my first solo EP I've actually put out, and I've been doing the solo thing for quite a few years now, so it's going to be really gratifying to finally have something I can show people.
Right.
People are like, oh, what do you sound like? I'm like, I don't know, there's some YouTube videos. You know? So I'm just looking forward
somebody
to it.
iPhoned me at a show the other night on Facebook. You can listen to that.
Yeah,
right?
I'm like, yeah, look at it. You know, just make sure you put the quality up to 1080p, and you'll be good.
Hit that HD button.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's important.
And if it doesn't sound good, something's wrong with your phone. It's not.
It's not my fault.
It's not. Yeah.
It's the phone.
Yeah. Exactly. That's the way I always go about it. So we have a special thing here where we do a segment with the psychologist Brent Lee Smith.
That's me.
And he is the world's greatest guru of advice columnists. Mm-hmm. So you get the pleasure of adding your spin to the advice column as well.
Yes, you should never ask me for advice on anything now, so that's your first mistake, but I'll go along with it.
Well, whoever wrote in here, they were in need of help.
Obviously.
Desperate need of help. And so they've come to the Moonshine guru, Brent Lee Smith. All right, so today's letter is from Langley, Virginia.
Ooh.
Professor Smith, I've been watching your advice segment on Moonshine and music. It is impressive to see your insight on many topics. We are currently looking into an answer for the age-old question, are we alone in the universe? We believe it is a matter of immediate importance to our national security. Your input would be much appreciated. Sincerely, General Alfred P. Hickok, United States Space Force.
Yes, General, thank you for your question. And no, we're not alone in the universe, but it doesn't matter because we're the most advanced species in the universe.
And you're certain of this?
As certain as whales swim in the ocean.
Okay.
That's humility that you can only get from somebody wearing a fedora.
Why wear it? But General, in about 2,000 years, some other species will catch up, so be on the lookout for that.
So, Pat, do you have anything to add to the general?
To the question of are we alone in the universe?
Yeah.
I think my answer to that would be the same answer I'd give to most questions, which is that I don't know, but probably.
It's deep.
Yeah.
It's simultaneously deep, but also not at all. It's like
Medium deep.
yeah, exactly. That pretty much sums up my personality. It's like sort of deep, but also incredibly shallow.
So do you have any advice you'd like to ask from the guru before we let him slip off into obscurity today?
Any advice?
Yeah. Any questions for the guru?
Do you know anywhere where I could get one of those Notlehs Boys shirts? Because I actually haven't heard of them in a very long time, and my band used to play shows with them.
Yeah, Kit Klauser still works at the Liberty Street Bar on Mass Ave. See him?
Booyah!
That's where I got mine.
Look at all of those shout outs.
Are they still playing shows? Are they still?
Yeah, they're taking a little break right now because of people having babies and stuff. But
Yeah, it happens.
Fantastic band. Go find the Notlehs Boys on Spotify.
They're very good.
Yeah. Well, thank you for joining us, Mr. Guru.
You're welcome.
It's nice to have you here today.
It's nice to be here.
That's beautiful.
Beautiful. You
I feel like I
enjoyed
was
that?
just a part. You know, like when people are like, "Oh, did you know you were part of something special after something famous happened?" That's how I feel right now.
Well,
Monumental.
that's what the Moonshine does to you.
Exactly.
So, have you decided which tunes you're going to play? Which two songs from the Pat Collins experience that we're going to get into today?
No, actually, like I have some ideas, but I'm just I think I'm going to wing it.
You're going to wing it from the stage?
I'm thinking about doing some newer stuff because I've been writing a lot of new stuff recently, and I feel like it might be kind of fun to do something that I haven't played off.
Maybe a new one and one off the EP?
Maybe, yeah. I think that's a good idea. Yeah, what this guy says. Speaking of getting good advice here.
Well, we want to hear what's going to come on the EP.
Exactly.
We're excited about
a little
it,
column A, little column B kind of thing. Yeah.
I love that idea. Well, we're going to be back in just a moment with Pat Collins on the Moonshine and Music stage. Stay with us.
Alrighty. My name is Pat. I'm here to do some songs and stuff. This first one's going to be on my new EP I got coming out in August, and it's called Bermuda Crash. Stepped inside, set course for a brand new planet you know they'll never find. Well, I saw you fall into the earth in one whole piece, set out the cockpit to the ground onto your knees, but you picked yourself back up again and stood your ground anew. Set ghosts and told it falling, tinted pale sky blue. No, I never met an alien like you. I never met an alien like you. You told me tales of the world you left behind, reptiles and raging ocean tide. I shook in terror at the horror you survived, but I thank the heavens that you made it out alive. But when I tried to shed a tear for you and all you had been through, you told me not to worry, you knew just what to do. No, I never met an alien like you. I never met an alien like you. I always feared your time on earth with me would end. You have new worlds to conquer and boundaries to transcend. Well, I wish
stowaway to galaxies afar. Well, I'd take your hand in mine and dance among the stars. But I know it's time for you to go discover planets new. I'm thankful for the day my heart and soul crashed into you. Yeah, I'm glad I met and hear the young like you. I'm glad I met and hear the young like you. So glad I met and hear the young like
Thank you. I may or may not have forgotten some of the lyrics in the middle of that. Yeah, exactly. But it was fun. Yeah, space. Yeah, this next song goes out to the Space Force. This next song is called "Death of a Bullshit Nice Guy." It's autobiographical. It's about realizing your own shortcomings. Because I like keeping my topics happy.
And poison arrows, like an I return to pastures greener than my own. A full stomach, empty marrow, running wild, I'm feeling pharaoh, pouncing on my enemies and dancing on their bones. Well, I'm just another Captain Ahab, looking for a new white whale, an ego junkie out of rehab, another spoiled cis white male. Behold the death of another bullshit nice guy who turned into the kind of twisted monster that he swore he'd never be. The slow demise of another fallen ally. Well, I promise that I'll change my shit behavior, but it still will not erase the damage done. The damage done. I thought that I was better than your average toxic, selfish man, but I was quite mistaken, as I'm sure you figured out. My mirror was so shiny that I couldn't help defining parts of my reflection as examples. Love a perfect soul. Well, I'm just another Captain Ahab, looking for a new white whale, an ego junkie out of rehab, another spoiled cis white male. Behold the death of another bullshit nice guy who turned into the kind of twisted monster that he swore he'd never be. The slow demise of another fallen ally. I promise that I'll change my ship behavior, but it still will not erase the damage done. Done. Oh no, the damage done. Oh, damage done. Oh no.
Moonshine and Music is a presentation of Notlehs Entertainment. Copyright 2019, all rights reserved. Our producer is Joe Shelton. Our cameraman, grip, and stunt double is Brent Lee Smith. On cameras and all sorts of other stuff, Bailey Shelton. And our staff guru is Brent Schlemmer. Join us each Sunday for more episodes of Moonshine and Music.